Hi there, I'm Namisha Patel Owen, and you're listening to Live Your True Self, episode number 95. After 18 years doing corporate, in 2018 it became about doing me, doing what I love. Not that long ago, I too felt stuck, lost, and longing to be something more, asking myself, who am I anyway, and what's my purpose? Full of self-doubt and fear of failure, fast forward to this moment and you'll see a version of me that's true to myself, calm, confident and clear, even in the messiness. Inspired by Krishna's words in the Bhagavad Gita, the mind can be the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So perspective is everything. No matter where you are on your spiritual journey as a high achiever, I'm here to guide you. Together we'll step out of your head, the busyness in your mind, and drop into your heart so that you too can awaken your true self and live life more meaningfully in this moment. Take a deep breath and let's connect within. Welcome back, lovely one. Thank you for being here with me today. I am super grateful for you. I hope you're well. All is good over here. We are well underway with our 30-day meditation journey in a calm, and it is going so well. If you are joining me, thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel you and your beautiful energy. If you are looking for some inner calm, be sure to visit Yoga Life with Namisha on YouTube and you will catch the full 30-day journey waiting for you over on YouTube for you to experience. You can either start from day one and work your way along, or you can pick a word, a theme of the meditation and simply dive in. You need 7 to 10 minutes tops, and I promise you will leave calmer and more grounded, ready for your day ahead. So be sure to join us there, Yoga Life at Namisha, and if you haven't done already, then be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the goodness that I share on there. But otherwise, all is good. Forgive me, I have a bit of a croaky voice today. I've been a little bit poorly, so just recovering. So every so often I will be clearing my throat. But thank you for your patience. So today we're diving into one of my core truths, something I teach my clients and live by myself. And it's the difference between being and doing, and why the energy behind our actions truly matters. This episode is especially for you if you're a high achiever who's done all the things, ticked the boxes, climbed the ladder, chased the goals, got the qualifications and the accreditations, and yet somehow you still feel perhaps stuck, disconnected, or even burnt out. And believe me, I know the feeling, because once upon a time that was me. But let me just say, there is another way. One that feels lighter, truer, and deeply fulfilling. So let me invite you to stay with me. So let's start off with doing. So doing isn't the problem. It's the energy behind the doing. That's what matters. So doing is the doing, right? Action is normal and natural and necessary in order to achieve what we want. And it's how we create and serve and express ourselves in the world, how we contribute and share our gifts in the doing and taking action, and that might be small steps, and that may be, big, bold, grand actions and steps going forward. But here's my experience where so many high achievers, myself included, as I say, at one point in time, fall into a bit of a trap. We begin to measure our worth by how much we do, how productive we are, or how much we achieve, right? The results that we create. And that cycle is what can lead to burnout, overwhelm, and that constant quiet inner whisper of it's not enough, or I'm not good enough, right? So no matter how much action we take, we always see that as a measure of our worth. And when your doing comes from a place of fear or pressure or proving or pleasing, it drains you. It disconnects you from your truth, and it starts to feel heavy and like a burden. And in that case, the doing ends up coming from the energy of fear, pressure, proving, pleasing, all the unhelpful places in our mind and body. And so it's not what you do, but who you're being when you do it. And that's what creates real transformation. And when it comes to the actions, the action is the action, but how we choose to show up to the action and how we're feeling within when we're doing the action, that is what matters, and that's what creates the results that we want. And I love the quote, I'm not sure who said it, but I love the quote that says, it's not what you do, but who you're being when you do it, right? It's not what you do, it's who you're being when you do it. That creates real transformation. So that is the doing and the problem behind the doing. So what does being actually mean? Let's explore that word, being. And it's not about doing nothing, right? Because we've said action is necessary. It's about our state of mind, our state of body, our state of presence, our inner being, right? Our inner state as we move through our actions and activities and life in general. And so being is a state of calm, grounded, connected, clear, inspiring, enthusiastic, in nurturing, nourishing, like all those good qualities and feelings that bring such goodness to the world. It's the energy that we bring before we act, before we take action. And it's coming from a place of love. In our mind, anything we do, when it comes to being, we're being from a place of love. And that is our natural default state from an unconditioned perspective. So my question to you is, are you rooted in love or fear? Expansion or contraction? Because either way, it radiates. People feel our energy, not only in our words and our actions in terms of what we do, but also from our body language, from our gestures, what's not said and what we're not doing, right? Our energy radiates. And so again, the actions are the actions. Like whatever we do, we show up for a meeting, we do a presentation, we create a document, or we lead a project, or we show up on social media, like whatever it is, the action is the action. But what is happening in our body when we're showing up to that action, that is what radiates. Like, hear me on this. So when our actions flow from a place of true being, right? Well, I said the energy of calm, the energy of grounded, the energy of connection, the energy of aliveness, like this real sense of purpose and passion, then people feel it, right? And our actions become more aligned with our values and our purpose and our vision. They become more purposeful in their impact and the difference that we want to make. And they become more sustainable because they nourish us instead of depleting us, right? We're able to take more action and do more of the thing because it's coming from a place of love. And anything that comes from a place of love, we want to do more of. Like, it's something we gravitate to. So here are a few examples, and I shared a couple already, but posting on social media, right? And this is something that business owners certainly face, because you genuinely want to connect and serve, versus posting on social media and doing it from a place of wanting to get likes or prove your value or seek validation or seek acknowledgement. So the posting is the posting, but the energy that you're doing it from is key. And another example is perhaps saying yes to a project or a particular piece of work that lights you up, that feels aligned and makes you feel expansive, versus saying yes because you don't want to disappoint someone or because you're afraid to say no. And a really trivia example, but something that I shared with my daughter actually was when I was making her sandwiches in the week for lunch. And because I wasn't feeling well, I was making her sandwiches and I was not doing it from a place of love. Like, I knew it. And it was almost like, another thing that I had to do, and I was just not up for it. But anyway, of course I did it. It's my duty, and I made it. And I asked her, well, I didn't ask her actually, and I did it. And I noticed my energy. And the next day I made her sandwiches, and I made it with such love, and I literally took so much care. It was the same sandwich, cheese, pickle, cheese, salad with mango chutney. This is her favourite. But I did it with so much love. And then that day, at the end of the day, I asked her and I said, how was your sandwich? And she said, Mum, it was really nice. And I said, how did it compare to the sandwich the previous day? She said, Mum, it was so nice. And I just said to it, Naya, I made it with love. And she kind of like looked at me and I was like, yeah, the day before I didn't make it with love. And it really just resonated how important our energy can be, even when it comes to something like that, like small activities that we do throughout our day, cooking or being there for someone, having a conversation with someone, a phone call, an email, a text message, whatever it might be. You really get to check in with yourself and ask yourself, what energy, what state am I being when I'm doing the doing? And what might look the same on the outside, but the why and the energy are completely different. And it is so important and such great awareness for us to tap into. So, how do we redefine success from the inside out? How do we practice this? This is where we start from. Success isn't just about hitting goals and, as I said, accreditations and roles and titles and checking off to-do lists and doing more. Like, that is not success. For me, true success is inner alignment. And you get to decide and contemplate what does success mean for you. But for me, true success is inner alignment. And it is something that I feel and something that I can tap into, knowing whether it is in alignment with my values, with my purpose and who I am. And it's this deep knowing that who you are being is in harmony with what you're doing. And you can ask yourself, who am I being as I do this? Whatever the activity may be, whatever the task, whatever the action, who am I being as I do this? And it's coming from a place of doing it beforehand, so that you can do the doing from the energy you want to be. And you can also ask yourself, is this coming from truth, trust, and love? TTL. Is this coming from truth, trust, and love? And it's a simple question, and you will feel it. And you're not answering that from your head, you're answering that from your heart. Because sometimes we can get stuck in our head, and that's okay, because our brain is busy trying to help us do the doing, and sometimes it does default into fear mode, and that's okay. It's totally normal for it to do that, because it wants to keep us safe and it's trying to protect us and preventing us from, failure and risk and criticism and judgment and all the things. But when you ask yourself, is this coming from a place of truth, trust, and love? Do that from your heart, and your heart will respond very quickly with a yes or no, and you will know. So let success, your own success, your version of success, be about how you feel on the inside, not just what you achieve on the outside, because that's when things become meaningful versus a tick box exercise. And when you lead from being, the doing becomes lighter, more doable, more joyful, far more impactful, right? And often quicker. When you're trying to write an email from a place of love and from a place of service and giving and no judgment and, real openness from your heart, you will write that email much, much quicker than when you're perhaps in reaction mode and perhaps in a little bit of judgment, perhaps in a little bit of disappointment or uncertainty, or just, an icky energy, if I can put it like that. It will take you longer. The words will not come to you. You will tap away, then delete, tap away, and delete. And you might have to go away, have a break, have a pause, and then come back to it and try again. And that takes time versus activating and bringing up a state of being in your body to allow you to take the action from a place of love. So here is a reflection for you. Let's pause, take a slow, deep breath in and a long, deep breath out. You have heard me speak about being versus doing, and by just taking a deep breath in and a long breath out, you are closer to accessing your own being. And as you do, let me invite you to ask yourself, where in my life am I doing a lot, but feel disconnected from myself and from the doing? Where in my life am I doing a lot but feel disconnected from myself and the doing? Be specific and then ask, what's the energy behind this action? What's the state of my being? What am I feeling inside my body as I am taking this action? And be open, be honest, no judgment, gentle kindness, and come up. And it will be, one word or a couple of words at the most. And once you've uncovered that, you can then ask yourself, what would shift if I approached this from a grounded, calm, loving state? What would shift if I approached this from a grounded, calm, loving state? And these small pauses of awareness, where you literally just take a moment and ask yourself these simple questions and bring up the answers from your heart, they are how we begin to live our true self in all that we do. The easy stuff and the hard stuff, the challenges and the setbacks and the failure, and then also all the good stuff. And to help you access the grounded, calm, loving state, just remember an intentional, deep breath is all you actually need to get yourself into a grounded, calm, loving state. And that in itself can break the cycle or the pattern or the unuseful energy that you might be feeling in relation to that action. Just a simple pause and a breath. And there are so many other practices that you could also use. For example, journaling. You could obviously take 5, just literally have a change of scenery, change your environment, go have a sip of water, go have a cup of tea, connect with nature. Put on a positive, motivating track. You might do a quick mantra meditation. You might just practice a couple of affirmations. Move your body, just go and stretch, get into child's pose, get moving. Whatever works for you, find your way, find what feels good for you, But just know that you can do it in an instant. You can do it in a very short space of time, and you will access your grounded, calm, loving state. So there you have it, lovely one. Being versus doing, and why the energy behind our actions matter. And I promise you, when you practice this, people will notice. I mean, you will notice because you will be so much more connected to yourself, but people will also notice because you will radiate it. And this is the best thing about this concept, and why it's one of the most important things I teach in the work that I do, whether it's one-on-one coaching or whether it's through meditation or yoga. It is so important for us to check in with who we're being, because if we're not being true to ourselves, then we're being someone we're not, and that is exhausting. So, thank you for being here. It is such an honor to have you here. This journey from doing to being is subtle but super, super powerful. And it's what transforms the way we live, lead, love, and grow inside and out. And if you're ready to shift from, the hustle and actually move into aligned, intentional growth, let me invite you to book a free clarity call with me for one-on-one coaching. And let's explore what's possible when you lead from a place of being. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Live Your True Self podcast. Remember, the power to live who you truly are lies within you, and you have access to it each and every moment. And let me just share a final thought. As the Bhagavad Gita reminds us, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Let's embrace and embody that truth each and every day by always asking ourselves, who am I being before doing the doing? Until next time, keep shining your light, and may you always live your true self. Namaste. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Live Your True Self podcast. If you're ready to go deeper into your spiritual growth journey, visit me at www.namishapatelowen.com to learn more about my work and how I can guide you. And be sure you're signed up for Yoga Life Weekly, your love note to inspire who you're being while you're doing. And also subscribe to Yoga Life with Namisha over on YouTube for simple, practical meditations and teachings you can live by every day. It's an honor to guide you in reconnecting with who you truly are. Bye for now.